Hey everybody, Mike B here with another camouflage test. Today we're doing UCP-Delta. I'm about 6 yards in front of the over here. Yeah, so I'm about 6 yards in front of the camera right now, wearing this kind of contentious pattern. I've made videos on the history of it and such. It was basically an experimental pattern to try to improve UCP around 2009, and it was issued to troops in both the 4th ID and 82nd Airborne in Afghanistan. Didn't really make it that far. Multicam kind of won that little battle. So that's just the macro level overview, but that's why you kind of see it. It's basically UCP with Coyote Brown added to it. Now, I know people personally who wore this in Afghanistan. They said it worked a little bit better than UCP. Not as good as multicam, but still okay, especially when you got dirty. That's pretty much universal with any camouflage pattern though. See what I did there? Anyway, so I'm going to test it out today in the North Woods of Wisconsin, and it's an overcast day, which is actually really good for the lighting. Overcast is very hard because you're not dealing with the sun glare and stuff if you're actually out there looking for people that are hiding. Days like this, camouflage patterns can either stand out really well or work with the shadows and blend in very well. We're going to see how this does in the woodland environment, and I actually don't even know how this is going to work. I actually don't have high hopes for it for the most part, but that's my opinion, and I'm not going to be able to see this until I'm editing. What I'm wearing is a custom-made uniform. This isn't an issued one. The issued ones are extremely expensive. I'm going to be working on actually getting some more affordable uniforms made in this pattern. I do make the helmet covers currently, so go to mikesmilitary.com if you want to start with the helmet cover. Shameless plug, but it's also relevant because I know you guys are already asking, where do I get it? So, without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so right now I'm about, I don't know, 15 to 17 yards in front of the camera. I don't know if you can see me or not. Wonder if it's too bright because it is a pretty damp morning out here. It's the end of September. So it's overcast and damp, so that makes everything look darker. And this might look a little bit lighter than the surrounding vegetation, but I figure we'll keep this kind of consistently inconsistent with different seasons, different weather conditions and all that stuff, because you don't always get to pick your conditions in the field. All right, so now we're just kind of knelt down right here in some green background. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this on the playback when I'm editing. All right, we'll go to a different terrain. All right, so I'm about 15 yards in front of the camera, laying down somewhere. I'll go ahead and stand up, start moving. All right, so at this point I'm about 10 yards in front of the camera. I'm actually standing up for this one, so see if you can see it if I don't move. Sorry about the vehiculars in this highly tactical, undisclosed location, but people don't care about nerds in the woods with camo. So you can see if I'm walking out, where's the point where you actually can see. Should have been back there a little bit because it's looking like just me like this. It's kind of glowing. All right, let's go deeper into the pines. All right, so now I'm just gonna walk forward. It's lower light since now we're in the pines as well as the camera. So I'm just gonna walk forward and we'll see if this kind of works with the shadows and makes the light reflect a little bit differently. I know you're gonna see motion regardless, but Yeah, I don't see how this is gonna be effective. I still haven't seen any of the clips yet, but yeah. All right, let's move on to some other stuff. All right, so I believe I'm about 7 yards from the camera. If you can see, I'm laying down. So this is gonna be underneath the pine tree. And the needles and stuff with a little bit of moss around me and things like that with the branches up ahead, or up above rather. So I wonder how that would have worked. Ah, little needles stuck in my handsies. Okay, so now I would say that I'm about 20, 25 yards away from the camera, out in the dead flower field. You know, the gold standard of testing, see if a camouflage pattern is effective or not. Now I'm gonna get up and kind of move like, I know I'm not carrying any gear or anything, but I'm gonna move kind of like I'm going up onto a little trail. We'll see how well it works for like bounding short distances and stuff for visibility. My bet is on not great. We'll do the final test. And this one's going to determine whether this is a pass or fail. Let's get to it. Okay. All right, so that concludes officially our UCP-Delta camouflage test. As I've said in other camo tests, this is not a universal test. That's why the concept to me of a universal camouflage pattern like this was supposed to fix is crap. Because again, you can't pick your conditions. Today it's just a kind of a damp, overcast morning up here. It's probably sunny and nice down about 4 hours south of me in the same state and everything, but a different camo would probably work better at that time. So we just wanted to show you today like kind of how this worked in this particular area in this lighting. Now, preliminarily, just by me going like this to the background of what's around me, I don't think it did that well. I think it would be kind of contrasting too heavily with the vegetation. And even in the pines with the shadows and everything like that, yeah. And you know, some of you might say, well, if you got it wet, like everything around you is wet, it might work better. This is wet, like my neon down is wet. This is dry. There's not that much of a difference, to be honest with you. And also, I don't want to be all disgusting and wet. It's morning time. I got all day and icky. I feel icky when I'm wet. So, but anyway, if you want to bring that up, maybe that might have made a little bit of difference, but I highly doubt it. So it'd be cool to see this. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. This is probably one of the more rare patterns I'll be able to test, which is really cool. Again, this is a custom made thing I had made years ago and it kind of sat for a while until I did this. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I do make these helmet covers currently. So if you want one for a Pasgit or an ECH or whatever, these are kind of universal. They fit on a lot of things. So if you're on YouTube, I'll put the product link in the description or in the video. If you're on a different platform or whatever watching this, just go to my website, mikesmilitaria.com, and you can find it on there. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate you watching. If you're wanting to support my work and help me be able to get cool stuff like this to do camouflage tests on or just talk about historical artifacts, a really good way to do that is to support me on Patreon. $5 a month or more gets into my Discord server, which is a really fun time. There's a lot of people on there. A lot of people have been on there for years. It's awesome. It's kind of a cool little nerd community where we share a bunch of info and et cetera, et cetera. So if you want to do that, that's an option. But I do just appreciate you watching. And if you'd like this video, again, comment with what you thought. That also helps me out. So that's how you can support me if you so choose. And let me know what camouflage patterns you would like to see in the future. Again, the rare stuff, it's really hard to get, and to make one video off of something that's like $1,000, probably not going to happen. But if you want like M81 woodland or, you know, fleck tarn, things that are around and affordable, I'm all ears. Throw them in the comments with what you want. So I think that's about it. I appreciate you watching again, and we'll see you on the next video.